All right, so what I'd like to show you is an abdominal distension exercise that I learned in my work with great well-known physical therapist Susan Clinton. So I credit her with this. And if you're doing this one, you're probably experiencing some kind of bloating in your abdomen. And just to briefly review, when someone has persistent or chronic abdominal bloating, distension, that kind of thing, there's a reflex that goes offline in the body that tries to help keep that in check. So organs don't like excessive pressure. So what will happen with bloating is the front abdomen will actually shut off and not continue providing the pressure, kind of the back pressure to the system that's needed to help keep the bloating in check. So this can happen more persistently with IBS, sometimes chronic constipation, SIBO, things like that. So what happens is the abdominal muscles will essentially shut off so that space can be created to allow the viscera, the organs, to expand as much as they're feeling like they need to. What also happens with that is that the respiratory diaphragm gets flattened and tight. So there's this pushing out of the front belly and a tightening on the top and sometimes the sides, the internal intercostals, that makes it really hard to get a breath, for one, but also to function. And so that system actually has to be retrained. And this is one way that we start doing that. There's some interesting bits of research on this. So what I'm going to have you do is start in either, I'll show it in this position, but you've got a few options. You can start by leaning, hip hinging your hips forward. I'll show this in a minute, over like a counter or the bed or something that's more up high. Or I find it, a lot of folks find it easier if you start on all fours. So you're going to be on all fours. And all you're gonna do is start with, I'm looking up, but I want you to relax your head when you do this. You're gonna let your belly relax. Relax, relax, relax entirely. Just let it, sounds counterintuitive, but let it relax as much as you possibly can. Feel your body contacting the floor, feel the support of the floor. And feel your belly, just give it as much space as it needs to, almost like you're feeling a bowling ball in a hammock. So I'll show you from the side. So you're just letting your belly relax. Now my back is still neutral. I'm not arched up. I'm not arched down. My belly stays neutral. I'm just letting my abdominal muscles, my belly fully relax and open. Then what you want to do is take a small inhale, and on your exhale, you've got a few options. You can blow, so you want to gently puff out, slow, long, to feel gentle engagement of the abdominal muscles on that exhale. You could also sing. You could also hum. Anything that elicits a gentle, long exhale to help the abdominal muscles engage. So you're not trying to force your belly to do anything. You're not trying to force the abdominal muscles out or on or anything. You're just engaging a gentle exhale breath to allow them to activate a little bit. And this will also help the respiratory diaphragm that's gotten flattened and tight to open and relax over time. So I recommend, if you're dealing with bloating, that you'll try this 2 to 3 times a day, maybe for a minute or two, and see how it goes for you. And you don't have to get on the floor every time. You can also, I'll show you here, you can also lean over a table or again on the counter in the kitchen and let your belly hang, let it fully relax. Take a minute or two to do that and then do the gentle exhale, puffing, humming, singing, whatever works for you. You can do it that way. And the goal is, the progression of this is to be able to tolerate doing that in more upright positions, in sitting, in standing, but taking time. Like this takes a few weeks to maybe a few months. We get ourselves into patterns, unfortunately, over time, so it takes some time to unwind that. But this will be a helpful way to rebuild that reflex that helps to diminish the bloating in the system. All right, give it a try.